How do you know?
I don't know. You kind of know. A guy who's 50 want to, smash his ass as well. It doesn't really matter.
Well, this is a tip for you. All men want to smash, but if it's a younger guy,
Of course.
like you're older. I mean, just to be real here, he just wants to smash.
If you said so.
I'm telling you so.
I mean, maybe.
But can I ask, so like, what difference would it make for a guy? For example, like you're saying, like a young guy, he sees like an older woman and he just wants to smash. So what would make it different in my situation as to like, what makes you think that he just wants to smash and that's it?
Well, you're younger. You're like his age, right? So
yes.
It's not the same thing. See,
But-
from his point of view, as the guy that you're dating right now, like he's like on your level in terms of, for example, like age. So,
But I've also noticed that guys around my age will typically go for younger girls because, like, for example, I had to take a year off because I needed to focus on my career. Like these years are crucial to building like sustainability for yourself.
Stop the cap.
No cap. No, but seriously, I mean, like, you see 20-something-year-old guys like becoming entrepreneurs, like, and like, what makes you think that they just don't want to fuck? You know what I'm saying? So like, what makes them different regardless of my situation? There's still a 20-year-old something guy.
they want to smash, but to take you serious is the next level. That's what I'm talking about.
Right. And do you think like a guy in his 20s like can't just mentally get to the next level, period?
No, he can, but you have to be worth it. That's what I'm trying to say here.
And what within like being in a relationship with a woman lets you know if it's worth it or not, no matter. So like, because there are moments where like people will be together for years and maybe it just wasn't worth it for the guy. So like, what in that makes it worth it for you to want a woman, like no matter what age range you are, to want to marry them?
To be frank, you can't all be the same.
Exactly.
So if you're all saying the same things that makes you special or valuable, then there's not much difference. And every guy's different. For example, he might want you to like maybe stay at the house, take care of the kids. Some guy might want to help with his business. Whatever that guy wants, you have to be there for him. So
Right.
it depends on the actual guy.
But what if at the same time, like, let's say we're not, like, me and him are not, like, doing anything around, or, like, we're both focusing on our careers, and we come to that point, and it's like, so what now? Like, how do you know, like, what you want and what you don't want? Like, regardless of the age. Because some people get married within 3 months, 3 weeks of knowing each other.
Mm-hmm.
But, like, what is that mental change that happens for a man?
I think for a guy, it depends on what his maturity level is. Like, what his maturity level could be. For example, he's 23 years old, but he's mature because he's either been through it already or he knows what he actually wants. So it depends on the guy. But to be frank with you, though, you gotta stand out. You can have good looks. You could be charming.
But good looks don't mean anything. It's materialistic. Anybody could have good looks.
But that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So how do you differentiate between every other girl? Do you tend to his needs 24/7? Do you give him like a lot of attention? Whatever that is that he
It
needs.
fits his expectations. That's what I said. Everyone has different expectations.
Is it wrong for like us
I
to
don't know,
also have
just-
those similar expectations just because like, like we're women and like the age and like whatever? Or should we still hold those expectations because we see ourselves as high valued women?
Well, again, your definition of high value is different from what we see as high value. So it's almost like if the guy's gonna be wanting you as his girlfriend or wife, you gotta fit his needs.
Right.
Now, vice versa, if you want your needs, he already met them from before. The money, the status, the success. So he already did it from the very beginning.
But what if he's not even successful? Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, entrepreneurs go broke, and like it's a test of faith. Like, I think like that's the biggest part. Like, people aren't willing to like go through like the hard stuff to like be able to help their man like get better.
I agree, but it's more like girls don't want to go through that phase anymore. Like, they may do it for like a little bit, like
but
5
what
months, a year.
happens like when real life shit goes down and you're married to someone and
then
like,
you have
let's,
to
let,
be
us say that you have a
by his side.
recession, like we're like what happens
course.
when like the market's like
You
crashes.
have to be
like,
by his side.
Are you gonna like dip on your husband, or are you
No.
gonna stick
No.
through and like put on your fucking big girl pants and like take that shit? Like,
Most are gonna dip from the very beginning. So
that's sad. Like if that's really like the culture that we live in, like that's so sad. And I don't think that that's right either.
I agree.
I'm kind of interested
Yeah.
in seeing you guys' like what your qualifications are for
For
women.
like a high value.
Yeah.
woman.
Personally,
Yeah.
Yeah,
like,
personally,
just
I'm
out of
really
curiosity.
interested. Like, I just really want to know. Like, what's funny?
I just did you guys not understand why we did that finger experiment?
No, I understand that
obviously,
What's your takeaway from that finger experiment?
first of all, nobody's special. Like, all of the qualities that we think are unique to us are not.
Okay.
But I don't think that we have to be special in a way. Like, it's just that the other person has to believe that we have something that makes them happy.
Yeah, the
Because,
connection and exactly
Because
fits.
like it's most people look for a partner, and whatever like complements that specific person, they'll find in the partner they choose. Sometimes we see couples and we see like, well, they don't really match. Like, why would he choose her? Why would she choose him? But they're a couple and they're together and they understand each other. That happens every day. Like, we see sometimes gorgeous Victoria's Secret models with guys who don't make a lot of money, and we're like, that's out of the norm. That's
This
an
is the
outlier.
energy between
But
them,
maybe
connection.
she sees potential in him.
course.
Maybe she thinks that someday he's gonna be like the man that she
Ambition.
wants him. Yeah, the man that she
Do you
wants him
think
to
women
be.
are
Or he treats
realistic?
her
I'm going to go
well.
around the table on this. Do you think women are realistic with where they stand and what they deserve in a man?
No.
Yes
no,
or no? No? Okay, what about you?
Typically, no.
What about you?
No.
No?
No.
You?
No, I don't think so.
Absolutely not.
I did that finger experiment to demonstrate that women want top tier guys, but they're not necessarily top tier women in
Of
return.
course.
I don't think
So-
most women want top tier guys.
They absolutely do. They absolutely
You
do.
cannot
I mean,
have
anyone
everything
wants
They
in a one
absolutely
guy.
do.
Like
I think-
anyone wants a top tier person.
Just like you cannot in a
period.
woman.
I just said a second ago, would you prefer your Instagram or an average man? And you took the Instagram over that.
No, I said, like, the thing is, if you're going to pull averages and what consists, like, when we talk also about women, right? There's things like income, height, that matter to women, right? What matters to men? Like, they don't care about education. They don't care about
you.
height. Well, unless she's taller than him, then sometimes they care.
Well, no, there could be short kings that like tall
That's
women.
like, if we're to determine what guys care about, then it wouldn't be like an even, like, it wouldn't be really even, because men usually just care about, I don't know, pussy. That's it.
Period. It's
Like-
like, I think you have to click with
So
the
you do realize
person,
you just
that's
made my
it.
argument stronger for me, correct? With your very statements you
Can you
just
answer
made.
your question?
Not
Triggered my trap card.
really, because I mean, I
If
guess
average women don't want average men, but men that are above average are okay with average women, what does that mean?
no, that's not.
they're willing
That's
to
not
They
settle
exactly what
connected
I
on a
said.
certain level
The thing
One
is-
together.
sec.
The thing is, no person or very little are going to be average in every single category, and that's just statistics. So, like, to have like all of these averages, like height, income, education, all of that, all together in one category, that would be like, no. There's going to be variations. So that's why some people pick and choose. Oh, I don't care if he's broke, but he's 6 feet.
Yeah, yeah.
Or no, he makes like 2 million, but he's, I don't know, 5'3".
And
Like-
ugly.
like,
Yeah, of
exactly.
course.
That's why these are averages. Like,
Yeah.
that's why women pick
Yeah.
and choose.
Yes.
It's very, very
100%.
hard to find like the medium, like to be everyone. Like, the average Joe, like, is not every.
It's actually
person.
not, because average by definition means majority. Means the average person is the majority, and that's what the average is. That's why it is the average. It's the
That's-
median, which means it's in the middle, because a multitude of people average out in that area. That's what it means.
That's not exactly what it means. No, like what I'm saying, that's not exactly what it means with all categories. Because, like, of course, average height is 5'8". That's the average height. But does the average 5'8" person make 50,000? Then you would have to do it all over again. And that's coming from someone who, like, does econometrics.
The point I'm trying to make is that average women don't want average men. That's what I'm trying to describe. But most women themselves are average. Okay?
Yeah, most women are average.
And then when I went
agree.
around the table and asked you guys to describe yourselves, something you bring to the table for a man that's superior, all of you guys pretty much had the same traits. So the reality is, none of you really have that much of different distinguishing features to validate getting a top tier guy. So what I'm saying is that
That's very.
a lot of you guys are similar,
Yeah.
but you want a man that isn't similar at all. You want a man that's superior. So my question is this: if you find that guy, are you okay with him having multiple women?
I mean, I would be okay with it, but not everybody.
What about you? Would you be okay with it
With what?
if you had multiple women? The guy that you described earlier.
Are we together?
Yeah.
Yes.
I would not be okay with that.
Okay. What about you?
In what context?
Yeah, multiple girls. You're like one of his girlfriends.
Concubine.
You mean like a high value man having multiple girlfriends?
I guess, yeah.
Emperor.
I'm gonna look at it that way.
Personally, I'd rather.
Not? Okay. What about you?
Yeah.
I would pick the guy with $5,000 a month.
Okay. What about you?
I would not want to know if they are, and if they are, I would go and have a few guys too on the side. Simple.
Period. She said, let's make it equal.
Yeah, period.
Okay.
At
All right,
40.
what
Sorry,
about you?
that's how we live these days.
What about you?
Absolutely not. If he wants a different girl, I can put on a wig. I can contour my face. Like,
mean, but
we
the
can
pussy's
switch
all
it
the same
up.
though,
man.
Like, what personality do you want?
Bring some girlfriend to the bedroom.
Like, bro, like
That
what
doesn't
girl
work.
you want? Like, what personality
that
would you
doesn't
like?
work.
It does.
Personality?
Yeah,
A
it
big
does.
ass.
Yeah.
Yeah, it
I
does.
find it interesting how I asked the
when they're
girls
crazy
Tired of
enough
pussy.
and they got
if they're
multiple
delusional. All of you agree that women are delusional.
Of course.
I am super
All of you
delusional.
agree
Of
that girls
course.
are delusional as to
Yeah.
where they
Yes.
stand
Big
and what
time.
they think that they want. But then I asked, okay, if you get this guy, are you okay with him having other women? And a lot of you guys are saying no, which is interesting. And then also on top of that, when I asked what you bring to the table to that man, all of you bring the same thing to the table.
Okay, but what
Do
he
you guys
brings
not
to the
see
table,
how
what
crazy
he
this
brings
looks?
to the table.
To be fair,
Money.
Do you not, hold on, do you not see, like, I really want you guys to think
I
about
don't
this
get
really
this.
hard. All of you virtually bring the same thing,
correct.
okay? You're all pretty much the same.
What about him? What he brings? Tell me. The income I make
He is
too.
the man.
I can make the same income. I can be actually attractive. I can make things the similar way. What
okay,
he brings
okay,
to the
but
table.
here's the thing. How many are there of him versus how many are there of you?
There's a lot of girls like me. There's a lot of guys like him.
No, there's not. There's less than
is.
1% of the
Guys,
population.
I went on many dates. There's a lot of great guys.
Okay, are you aware of the fact that just because you went on dates with these individuals doesn't mean that that is the majority?
I don't know. I think it's very equal in my opinion.
Okay, let me ask you this question. If I told you world hunger isn't real, right? And what would you say to that?
To what?
If I told you world hunger isn't real, what would you say to that?
Probably it's not real. I don't know.
Wait, you know what that is, right?
Kind of, sort of, yeah.
Okay, that's a problem. You don't know what it is.
I have an idea. Explain it to me.
Niggas be hungry.
Everyone is
sorry. No, I
hungry.
don't wanna
Everyone
talk
Let
wants
me
to.
go on the table on this one then.
Okay.
If I said world hunger wasn't real, what would your response be to that?
That's a false statement
Why is it false?
because world hunger is definitely real.
Okay. What if I responded to you, well, everybody around me eats?
Well,
What would your
we
response
live,
be to that?
well, we live in a capitalist country, and luckily,
You're giving the clean version. You would think in your head this guy's a moron, correct?
yeah, I think his vision is very limited.
Rightfully so. What would you say?
World hunger is real.
Okay, but what if I said around me, everyone eats around me?
That's you.
I'm an idiot, right?
Yeah, but
Yeah,
let me
but,
just interject real quick. English is her second language. Maybe she misunderstood you.
Yeah.
No, she understands.
Yeah,
I did not actually fully. I didn't understand fully. I'm not gonna lie to you.
It made it seem like she really did not understand.
I did not.
She understands,
So,
bro.
I did not. If I'm not lying, if I didn't, I thought I think I understood differently. I don't understand what you're saying actually.
Like world hunger
I'm
means,
sorry.
Like the entire like a good majority of people in countries, like they're starving, like they have no food, like
Okay.
yeah,
People
like
are poor in Poland.
yeah, like
No, not anymore. But yeah, okay,
Like-
you're
like
right.
in
They're
Russia,
just the
like in
medium
Ru-
classes
yeah.
there.
like
majority of
like
time.
hard, like rough, you know, like they don't have like access to food as easily.
Okay,
Yeah, like period.
okay.
Yeah.
So I didn't understand the question at this point.
It doesn't matter if you understood the question because all I'm
does
trying to
matter.
illustrate, it does, because I'm trying to draw an equivalency. So when you said, all the men I date have money, or all the men, it's common because I find these men all the time, that's like me saying
It's
world
not
hunger.
money. It's they good guys. It's not only money. It's also like the
The
guy
thing
that
is-
is my type.
She's privileged enough to be in an environment where there are many of these men. That's the point she's trying to make.
And privilege is invisible to those that have it. So if I
110%.
say world hunger doesn't exist because everyone around me eats, well, I'm a fucking idiot. Because world hunger is real and it exists. Just because it doesn't operate in my reality doesn't mean that it isn't reality.
But she's not saying that there's all around the world a lot of men who are tall millionaires. She's just saying
But she's using
that
it to
in
justify her worldview, which
My
is
word is where it
extremely
leads.
skewed.
My word is where it leads.
In
yes,
Miami.
but
You
yes,
know?
in Miami. But
Yeah.
that doesn't change the fact that her worldview is extremely skewed
I don't
and
care
not
about
valid.
the world.
But
I
she's
live
not
here.
She's not gonna
This is
date
where I'm looking
someone.
my partner for. I don't look in freaking China or Poland right
she
now.
low-key has a point in a way because of,
Just,
like
you're not-
like for example, influencers are put in a position where they don't have to worry about real life stuff, like for example like dating average, because when you gain like access to a pool of
She's not an influencer.
no, I'm just saying as an example, of course. I'm not saying that anyone.
And I hope I'm never going to
But
be.
I'm saying, like, for example, if you're a privileged person where you're an attractive female or something of the sort, then you're gonna be placed into a pool where you have access to those kind of people, right?
And I do
Yes or
have an
no?
access to many
Yeah,
things.
exactly. So
and I'm
you-
just talking about my life,
You
my
okay?
type of
You okay?
thing.
You okay? In a minute.
I'm just amazed at like the
Hubris.
the stupidity that I'm witnessing right now.
But I think you shouldn't say that because everyone has their own opinion, and stupidity is the wrong word to
an
say at
opinion
this
can
point.
be wrong.
Yeah, but you
Absolutely
can be wrong too, and calling somebody stupid is stupid to even say that.
No, it's not stupid
Yes,
enough
it
because
is.
calling out the truth is the truth. For
But
example,
that's not true. That's your truth. That's not my truth.
To use your own
His truth?
personal worldview, right? There's no such thing as my truth. It's just the truth. The truth is objective. It's not a personal view. It's, oh, okay, if it's true, it's true. There's no such thing as my truth. That's a very ridiculous way to look at the truth.
Well, I don't use stuff like that, stupidity about people. I don't really say things like that. I think everyone has an opinion and rights to say what they feel, how they see world. My word is not your word. That's it.
But
doesn't mean I'm stupid or I'm just this or that.
If you're wrong, you're wrong. And for you
But
to
I'm
say,
not wrong.
Because what I'm saying is that
That's your wrong.
you have a very skewed perception of men in the United States. Because your rebuttal is, well, the men around me are all rich. Okay.
I'm not saying they're rich. I said whoever you should not act like this. If I'm talking about seeing people
Because I was
or
talking and you
being
just cut me
attached
off.
to people,
Because I was talking and you
it's
just cut me off.
professionals. I'm not saying they're rich. You know
Okay.
what's rich?
They're well off, whatever it may be. Because that's how you substantiated your argument, saying, well, the
$300,000
people,
is not rich
To you.
to me.
the average person makes 30 to 50K in the United States. $300,000 puts you in almost the top 2 or 3% of
Yeah.
Americans.
Maybe she's just not into average men.
That's
Well,
It's not
precisely what I
about
was
that.
saying.
It's
Okay,
not
so-
about that.
That's precisely what I was saying.
That's
But
not
what
about
I'm
that.
saying
Wait,
is,
can I
like,
say?
okay.
Can I say one thing though? Is there is a difference to say that we can settle for an average man and we can be happy and live a good life, and then there's a difference between having access to like those type of men. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but
she's just saying based on
the
experience.
point is they don't want her.
They don't want her.
How
at
do
all.
you know that?
Because she's
Isn't
not
it
married.
obvious?
Have you had a conversation with the men that she's been out with?
whatever you said right now,
I'm friends
I'm not
with
gonna
them.
even make a comment. They don't want
Who
me.
are
The
they?
same men that she
They
goes
don't
on
want you.
dates with, goes to Palkika on the river.
What's her name?
Go to the same spots.
What's
it's
their
the same
name?
shit. They take them out, they have a good time, and they smash and say, I'm tired of this bitch.
I'm not
Next
gonna
one.
comment.
Okay.
It's a
Well,
switch. It
pointless.
happens
That-
every single day.
Maybe she don't want
and you know what?
them.
It
Maybe she
happens
don't
with
want
people who are
them.
broke.
Maybe she doesn't want
But
them.
the point is that she's saying, yes, in her mindset, in her life, she can get access to these men and pick and choose.
Yeah.
But the thing is, do they actually want her? That's the biggest
Oh no, they don't want me. I'm sorry, my bad. Yeah, they don't want me. You're right.
Yeah.
They'll
Absolutely
smash you.
not. Nobody. They blocked me on Instagram too.
They'll
You know.
smash you, but take you serious. I don't know
But
about that.
listen, that's not about who wants me, who doesn't want me. I said what I'm looking for. My age, I'm planning to have family. In that case,
it's who
I
could
just you asked
provide.
me what's the minimum at this moment living in Miami. That was my type of idea.
She's
Who
not-
said they don't want me? Like to even say that is ridiculous.
They don't
Like,
want you to take you seriously.
It's actually ridiculous. I'm
I
not
guess
gonna
she's
even
saying in
make
the
a
sense that
comment.
She doesn't care whether like it's a
It's not
want.
about
It's
who
more
wants
like
me.
what can you provide for me to like serve. It's like survival of the fittest mentality.
All right, the guy you want doesn't want you, basically. But a guy that, guys will
No,
want
I
you.
disagree.
But
It
the guy you
depends
want doesn't want
on
you.
a guy.
You sure?
Yes, I'm sure.
So then why aren't you with someone right now?
Because it's my choice. I never said I never said I don't see people. Like I'm single, but who said I never see people? I'm seeing people.
Yeah, but
I'm seeing someone actually.
okay, all right.
Oh, now you say it.
I'm just gonna say
But I never asked.
one thing.
We asked at the beginning of the
No,
show.
you didn't ask if I'm seeing someone. Say if you're single. I said I'm single. You never asked, are you seeing someone?
like
Because I'm
she's-
seeing
you're like,
someone.
you're like talking to someone, but you're not like in.
Bro, you're
Yeah,
I'm
she's
seeing
not stating what the
someone.
terms. That's okay.
Holy
Like
shit.
she just didn't know the terms.
That's what we asked.
Do you mind if I ask? a
Single
question?
means you're single.
Yeah,
I
I'm
mean,
single.
but
I'm
she-
seeing someone and being single
She's
is
in
two
a
different things.
situationship. She just doesn't like know like the actual like because we say that because you know what that means, but like
Yeah,
in that
but
case,
at
like,
38, almost 40, you should already know, man. You should already have a ring on your
Well,
finger with kids.
ask
Come
the
on,
okay.
man.
man.
Why
I think
you
it's the right
taking
time
so
for this.
long?
I'm
Come
not.
on,
I'm
man.
good.
Hold on. You said at the beginning of the show, you know what you want as an old woman. So you don't know what you want with this guy?
I'm not an old woman.
Older.
Oh. I know what I want, and if I meet someone who wants the same things and I click with someone on a certain
So
level,
clearly, situationship shouldn't be a thing.
listen, I moved to Miami 5 months ago.
Oh,
I'm very
taking your
fresh.
time.
I mean, you're
I'm
still
not
38.
taking my
You're
time.
still
I'm still
38,
going
bro.
on dates and meeting people and
No,
trying
you're
to
still-
figure out my life and focus on my career. Yeah, I have a lot of stuff going on.
All right.
You know what's crazy about this? Over time in Miami, you're gonna see things that we're seeing right now in real time. Hopefully, you can prepare for it and
Maybe.
be ready for it. Hopefully.
Again, I just find it interesting how when I asked what you bring to the table, all of you bring virtually the same thing to the table. So if you all bring the same thing to the table, and then you said earlier that men are simple, they don't care about career or money or any of this other stuff. So think about it. If men aren't picky, girls all bring the same thing to the table, what's going to make a guy pick you over another girl that's younger and hotter? If you all virtually bring the same thing to the table.
But the thing is, women are not commodity. So he's gonna pick the one that he gets along the best with. It's not about numbers, or it's not about like certain characteristics or not. It's just like clicking with someone. I mean, if we put it into numbers,
If
like.
men are simple, then that means they can click with a majority of women.
But the
Men
thing
are
is,
not
it's not all men who are doing the choosing. It's like a small number of men who are doing the choosing.
And
the
that's
vast
the men
majority-
that
yeah.
women want.
Yes.
Yeah.
Not all women, but I would say some.
A staggering majority of women are chasing after the same men.
The same exact guys.
Yeah, and I would say that most women have to work on themselves to be the woman, like the woman that would fit the criteria, because like we have to be realistic.
I would argue most of you are not.
Yeah.
Well, no, because I also did want to make.
You
a
all
point.
just said a second ago you were
no,
delusional.
I did want to make a point. I
You
don't-
all
like, I
agreed
don't- I
earlier
don't-
that most women are delusional.
Right. But what I wanted to
Most,
say is
not
that
all.
unfortunately there is also like a reality where like again to the point of like survival of the fittest, if we see a man who's already with a woman, like I feel like a lot of, and not majority, but like a lot of women will literally go after men that are taken.
Why is that?
Because they see a man taking care of a woman and they see like what he provides for her, and they're like, okay, but like he said, I have the same qualities as this woman that he has, so why don't I have him? I feel like a lot of like, because I've had that, you know, like if I have a high valued man, I had, no disrespect, like bitches coming up and trying to like interfere with that, and I'm like, well, what the fuck? Like, so then it's also up to the man being like, yo, okay,
Which proves his point.
yeah, no, I'm
You
agreeing
don't
with
want
him.
the same guy.
No, I'm agreeing with him. Like it
Okay.
fucking sucks, but at the same time, it's also like on behalf of, like both the man and the woman. Men are not simple at all. I mean, I think they're easier to understand on a more emotional level because they're logical beings. You know, you guys think like not black and white, but you just don't put so much emotional like thinking into it the
That's
same as
simple.
women.
Yeah, we're simple.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't say y'all are simple because not all men are simple. You know, some can have like a lot of like difficulty expressing themselves, talking. Like it's true. Like you ask a man to explain his feelings, and then they look at you like, like. But and not all men are like that. But it like they just don't know really how to communicate, and that's a really important factor in a relationship for that to work as well.
That's true. I agree with her. I went on a date with a guy and I asked him, "What do you want?" He
And-
did not. He did not know how to answer this question. He went around in 100 circles and had no idea.
And he's trying to explain
He's
like
trying.
what it is, but he just doesn't want to put a label on it. You know
So you
what I'm
think
saying?
men
Like,
should be honest with their emotions with women?
100, and even if
think
it
so,
hurts,
yes.
and even if
If
it
it
hurts, even
hurts.
if you're being an asshole, even if like you're being like the shittiest guy in the world, I'd rather you tell me, yo, listen, I'm gonna be so straight up with you. I don't want to be with you, and that's valid. I'm not gonna get. I honestly, I'm gonna thank you. I'm gonna feel hurt about it. I'm gonna cry. I'm gonna, I'm gonna have my own shit. I'm gonna go through my own thing. But at the end of the day, this man was valid. Like, he was honest. He didn't waste my time. He told me straight away, like, yo.
And guess what? He won't smash, right?
No. I mean, honestly, if he tells me straight up, I don't want you.
And that is why
Well,
he won't say it.
I get mad because I tell men just
so they're
be
liars.
honest.
So all the men in
and
chat,
like she's
y'all are
saying.
liars because they're calling us liars.
All
Y'all
right.
are liars.
Do you want a guy to be honest with emotions with you, Poland?
I'm sorry. If y'all want him to be with emotions with me, you said
like
with
honest.
honest with his emotions with you.
Like to tell you the
sure.
truth.
Yeah, I would like to know for sure if he what his idea of this or that. Yeah.
Okay. What about you?
Poland.
Yes?
Yes.
All right. What about you?
If a man should be honest about his emotions,
Yeah.
Yeah. Would
Tell you how he really feels about
Like,
shit.
can I say something?
Yeah.
I think they show us, but they acting the true. So we're supposed to read it about the actions, not what they say.
Right.
Okay.
Right?
She's saying actions speak louder than words.
Yeah, it's like we're supposed to read it.
I guess what she's trying to say, like, we're like, I mean, obviously, yeah, like, if you're a man and you're not acting your usual self, we're supposed to catch on to that as your partner.
They will never say you like
Yeah,
the
like, they'll
truth
never tell
because
you I'm
they have
upset.
something that they want, so they
Yeah.
will not say it. But I think
Yeah, we got it.
we, like a woman, supposed to read it, the action, not the words.
Yeah, I like that.
And it's really sad, though, because, like, a lot of suicides are men, guys. Like, they need to talk about that stuff. You know, like, we care how men feel. You know, like, it's valid. Like, I feel like it's not talked about.
You
like,
care?
I care.
Genuinely?
A lot. Like, a lot. Like, I think it's a...
How do you help?
Well, for the most part, I try to educate other people, especially like women as well. Like, hey, because, we live in a very, like, unfortunately, I hate saying this word, but we live in a very misogynistic world. And it's not just about women, but it's also men. Yeah, like, it's sad because,
Can you
like,
define misogyny real fast for us?
misogyny is
Yeah.
a term that is widely used to talk about the difference between men and women. Typically, more popularly used to talk about how women are not equal to men. No. If that has anything to do with what I'm saying, no. But then that's okay. But I'm saying, like, in the sense, like, the point I'm trying to make is that, like, we should care about how men feel. You can say
I used the word and you didn't even know what it meant.
well, I apologize if I was uneducated on what the proper meaning was, but
You talk a lot and say nothing.
Yeah.
I'm sorry you feel that way.
No, we know.
No,
so.
everyone agrees, but
Yeah.
okay.
That's okay. I mean, I'm sorry they feel that way.
It wasn't even your turn.
That's
what
all
about you?
No, can we tell her the actual term, please?
Yeah.
Man, nigga.
Please.
She watches the show, bro. She
No,
should know by now.
But the girls have to know.
It's the hatred
Sure, bring it
towards
up.
women.
I don't even know. She was talking about men and suicide rates, and then she went into misogyny. How does that even
Well,
add up? I don't
because
get
you
it.
guys had asked in regards to, like, me saying, like, yo, we live in a world where we put men on a pedestal to act a certain way, not be able to talk about their feelings, like you guys are talking about your feelings and how things make you feel in the world and your opinions.
You think they're put on a pedestal by not being allowed to express their
It's
emotions?
societal, like, pedestal. Yeah, I mean, I think
You think men are pedestalized more than women?
No.
that's actually a really great question.
Yeah, because to pedestalize implies that one gender is being treated better than the other. So you think that men are more pedestalized than women?
That's a good question because, and I say
think
this with,
woman.
like, all respect, it's situational. I think, like in situations, like, obviously women have a higher pedestal in regards to privilege. Like, we have access to more things, like,
So are men
socially.
actually really pedestalized then?
Emotionally, like, you guys are literally put on a pedestal to act like nothing matters. Like, you guys are, like, on your shit. Like, you can't express, like, emotional.
Is that a pedestal though?
I mean, it's a standard, is it not?